Well, as we mentioned, the winds are blowing very, very strongly up on top of the mountains here. This is our Tahoe cam looking down here, and I pulled the camera way back. If I zoomed in like we often are looking into downtown, it would be bouncing around so much it could get you dizzy out there. I do think that we're probably going to be seeing that wind mix down. It started picking up a little bit this evening. We did finally clear out our air as that wind came in. In fact, our temperature popped up nearly 10 degrees here in less than 1 hour's time as the wind finally carved out some of those inversions that kept our air quality so poor. Now we're still at 50 degrees. It's still very mild. It's not going to get that cold tonight. 42% humidity. The dew point still in the upper 20s. Barometer still falling, but slowly. And a south-southwest wind now at 7 miles per hour. We did have some gusts earlier this evening, upper the mid to upper 20s. So we're kind of decoupling those winds a little bit. They may calm down until we get a little bit stronger forcing coming in from this next front. High of 59 and a low of 31. Both of those above average, especially that high, although it was 8 degrees shy of any records. I don't expect temperatures tomorrow to be that much different. In fact, it might even be a little bit warmer before the cold air comes in. But with the winds that we finally got this afternoon, we did clear up our air enough so that we turned the red burn code into a yellow burn code. They're just asking you to voluntarily cut back, and I don't think we're going to have any issues with air quality, with the possible exception of blowing a lot of dust around. Now, this is where the rain is right now across the area. It's still a fairly warm sector storm, and it's just barely getting up into the western side of the Sierra here. We can see a couple of perhaps very, very light showers just barely making its way into the northern part, or the central part, or the top of the pass there over Interstate 80. Heaviest precipitation up there in Plumas County. We are seeing over 1/4 of an inch there, and I think probably what we're going to be looking at is this thing to slow down a little bit. Now, there is a little bit more of a split happening here, and so if there are any changes from the earlier forecast, it's really to focus a little more of the precipitation just down to the south of us, probably down in Alpine and Mono counties. We still have plenty along here, and there's an awful lot of this subtropical moisture built up here so that everybody's going to get some, with the exception of probably us tomorrow. I don't see too much. As this pushes up here, you can see we are shadowed out very effectively. The very strong winds keeping more than just a little bit of blowover shower activity. But then as the cold air begins to spill in tomorrow night into Friday, that's when we bleed some of this across. We get a good band overnight Thursday night into Friday morning, and then perhaps another one midday Friday before it all starts to push off to the east of us. And I think at most an isolated shower on Saturday. Temperature-wise, we're looking at 50s to 60s still in the southern part of the state. Again, that cold air really not moving in until Friday. We'll see 60s across most of the northern part of the state until you get further over there to the east, and you'll see it drop back into the mid to upper 50s. For Reno tonight, it's going to be very warm tonight. 43 for our overnight low. High tomorrow, and it's probably going to happen relatively early in the day with those downslope winds. Will heat things up to 61, 59 in Carson City, and temperatures up at the lake are going to be pretty mild too with the low 50s. Up at the in our neighborhoods here, again, overnight low temperatures, nobody getting even near the freezing mark, and a few not even getting into the 30s, highs in the upper 50s to the lower 60s. Now, Lake Tahoe tomorrow, the winter storm warning kicks in at 1 o'clock up there. It doesn't really expect to get to the snow level, because snow levels are going to start off very high tonight, about 8,000 feet, lower to 7,500 by the morning, and then down to 6,500 feet by the afternoon. So that's where their snow chance comes in. We're going to see a high wind warning, just a slight chance of rain. Our chance is much better tomorrow night. 61 for our high tomorrow, 45 with a real good chance of rain overnight tomorrow night, and perhaps some showers scattered here and there on Friday. Of course, with Share Your Christmas out there, I don't think it's going to be a problem getting around. We're not going to have snow down here. We may have a light shower or two on Saturday, but then temperatures will rebound a little bit, and then next week, just a couple of showers here and there.
All right. So far, strong start to this winter, though.
Yeah, so far it's been good.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Coming up, a retired officer